Today, I'm going to be talking about how I set up my Acuity scheduling to be the most efficient and effective, and kind of some scheduling link etiquette that you should be following. Hey guys, Abby Johnson here with Matterhorn Business Development. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new. If you don't know me, I am in charge of all things administration, finance, organization. Here at Matterhorn, I handle our back end of the business, but I also help you with your back end of the business. So what I want to talk about today is scheduling apps. Specifically, I started using Acuity Scheduling, which I'm going to tell you why I went with Acuity. But I want to talk about best practices, etiquette, and the best 3 tips that I've learned since using this app to be more effective, be more efficient, and get the best use out of this app. There are a ton of scheduling apps out there, and I researched probably 10 of them, and my head was spinning because there are so many. I had no idea. I literally thought it was just Calendly and Acuity and maybe one other one, but there are so many. So there might be a better one for your needs. If you're a hairdresser, there are ones specifically for hairdressers, something like that. But for me, what I liked about Acuity is they have a calendar view. So I really like the visual aspect of it, and I liked that Acuity had that visual aspect. So the other thing is it does integrate with my calendar. Like I said, it also integrates with my Zoom account, which I know Calendly and other apps do too. But again, Acuity was just the one that I settled on. I love that someone can schedule and it automatically generates the Zoom link, and I don't have to worry about that. It's already in their email. It's already in my email. I don't have to sit there and do that extra step of going into Zoom and scheduling it. Now, I am going to talk about a few tips that I kind of had to learn during this process. I didn't really know everything about scheduling apps or how this would work or how it would fit into my workflow, and this is what I have learned. So first of all, I made a little bit of a scheduling etiquette for myself, or decided how I wanted to use this scheduling link. I actually resisted getting a scheduling link for a long time because on the receiving end of it, I didn't like how it felt sometimes. It felt very impersonal. And to this day, I still get people where maybe I met them at a networking event, or maybe it's even a cold LinkedIn message from someone I don't know at all. And the message is just kind of like, hey, we should talk. Here's my scheduling link. And that just feels impersonal. And it's like, well, why do you want to talk? Why should I talk to you? What is the objective of us getting together? Why should I take my time and go to your scheduling link? I don't like when people do that, and I don't think you should do that either, because it just doesn't come off well. That's not effective marketing. I'm sorry. I've had that happen even just this past week of people just, hey, let's talk. Here's my link. And it's like, but why? So what I do and what I really appreciate is I really still make a connection with the person and say, hey, I know we met at so-and-so meeting. I really want to talk further and see if I can help you in any way. Or, I really liked what you said about blah, and I want to talk to you more about that. Tell the person why you're giving them your scheduling link. And then you can give the link and say, here's my availability. Pick a time that is convenient for you. So I think that's a pretty good template. Again, I just made this up, and this is what felt right for me. You have to do what feels right for you, but I definitely recommend trying to personalize whenever you give out your link and not just dropping it and leaving. The second thing that I learned the hard way is how to organize my calendar correctly. So when I first started out, all I did was kind of block out times that I knew I would be busy. So for example, we're filming, it's Monday morning. We always film on Monday mornings. So I know that I'm never going to be available for a call on Monday mornings. It does sync with my calendar. So if I have another appointment already on my iCal, it will show up and block that time out in Acuity, which is great. But what I started learning as I was sending out my link more and getting more appointments is I wasn't accounting for other production time that I needed. So I started specifically blocking off time in my calendar to do things like post YouTube videos, check emails, work on administrative projects that I'm working on. And that way that my time is kind of safeguarded and I'm not burning myself out. I also learned that I had to use the feature where you can kind of pad your appointments, where you can put a certain amount of time before and or after the appointment. What would happen to me a couple times was someone booked at 1 o'clock and then someone else booked at 1:30, and then I would be late for the 1:30 appointment because my other appointment ran over, and I hate that. I like being on time, I like being punctual and really giving my time to whoever's scheduling with me. So I added these little pads so that I have a 15-minute window in between appointments. Having that padding really helped. In the beginning, I didn't think I would need it, but I did. So I suggest that just from the beginning, you set up these parameters to just make it not overwhelming and get too booked too fast. When you do make these parameters, I do suggest making them realistic. I've gone to people's scheduling links where their appointments are like 2 weeks out on a Tuesday and then the next Tuesday after that. So clearly they did something where only on Tuesdays will I talk to people. And I do get that method. I use that to a degree, like I've said, but I would try to balance it. Don't shut yourself off completely, but also don't just leave yourself wide open, or you'll make the mistake I made where I get overbooked and overwhelmed. So the last feature of Acuity that I really am still diving into, that I really like and definitely suggest using for whatever your needs are, is they have a lot of customizations that you can do. One example of how I use these customizations is they have a forms option. So here at Matterhorn, we offer free instant profit assessments, which is a call with myself and Greg where we go over your financials with you. We go over the profit first percentages of where you're at, where your ideal profitability would be, and kind of your potential for profitability in your business. So even if you weren't to grow your business, how you can maximize profitability now. So I need some information before we hop on these calls. I need to have an idea of the person's revenue range because there are certain percentages per revenue range. I also like to just have an idea of who I'm about to talk with. I need to know also if they're only interested in profit first, or maybe they're only interested in the strategic planning side of our business, which is based off of my dad's book, Fun at Work. Shameless plug, link down below. But we do both of those things in our company, so I need to know which one they want to talk about more on this call. So it's really great that I can have this pre-appointment questionnaire for the client to fill out so that I'm fully prepared to maximize our call and make it the best call I can make it. So you can do all kinds of things with this. You can even have people pay you through Acuity. It will link to QuickBooks, Stripe, I don't use the payment function, so I don't know 100%, but you could even have a coaching call that they pay for in advance. If I was charging for that profit assessment, I could have people pay for it right then and there when they schedule it. So those are some really cool extra features. You also can completely customize the emails that go out to someone when they schedule an appointment. I'm still working on tweaking mine. I actually want to insert a video so someone knows exactly what to expect from an instant assessment if that's the thing that they're scheduling. So I found it to be really well-rounded. I am on the $15 a month plan, which has been sufficient for me. They do have a free plan, but it doesn't sync to anything else. All right, so at this point I'm rambling, but the moral of the story is I really have enjoyed switching to Acuity, and I really hope you got something out of these tips if you get a scheduling app for yourself, even if it isn't Acuity. And I have a referral link I will put down at the bottom. I'm not sponsored by them, but they do give out referral links. I'm throwing that in the description for you if you want to check it out. And let me know if you have any questions about it, or if there are any other apps or administrative questions that you want to see me talk about in the future. And I'll see you next time.